Okay, today we're going to have a look at linear equations and our learning objectives to solve equations that have unknowns on both sides. So as usual, if you are stuck or if you do have any questions with this lesson, you can email me or you can drop it in the comments below. As a starter, I'd like you guys to have a go at this, so you can just pause the video. It does get harder than this, I promise, but have a go. So with the first question, we're solving for x. Remember, we always do the inverse. You could guess that x is 11, but the method behind it, the method that will work for the harder ones as well, is that you do the inverse operation. So here is a plus 9. So you're going to take away 9 from both sides, and that will give you x. That will give you x is equal to 9 minus 9, which is 0. So x equals 20 minus 9, which is 11. The next one, here you're doing 6 times y equals 72. And so you need to divide both sides by 6. That will give you y, because 6 divided by 6 is just 1, equals 72 divided by 6, which is 12. So y is equal to 12 in this example. Okay, now a couple of the things maybe our learning objectives expanded are that we're going to solve equations with one unknown, equations with two unknowns, equations with expansions, and we're going to also have a look at simplifying algebra. So I'm going to show you an example. You can write that down, and then you guys are going to have a go at an example by yourselves. So pause the video when it's your turn. The first thing we're going to do is 2x plus 9 equals 21. So here, it's kind of like undoing everything to get the x by itself. The first thing we're going to do is going to do the opposite of plus 9 to get rid of it from the left. But whatever we do to the left, we must do to the right also. So here you've got 2x equals 21 minus 9, which is 12. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. And so x is going to be 6. Yeah, 12 divided by 2 as well. All right, guys, have a go at this. Pause the video, have a go. All right, so in this case, we're going to add 9 to both sides because it's a minus 9 already. We're doing the inverse operation. That's going to give us 8x equals 64. And now we're going to divide both sides by 8 and get x is equal to 8 because 64 divided by 8 is 8 also. Okay, so I hope you guys got that. And now we're going to have a look at equations with two unknowns. So the method behind these ones is the first thing you need to do is you need to spot which one is smaller. Is the 10x smaller or the 60x smaller? So look at your x variables, could be y, z, any letter, and you're going to take away that. So do the inverse operation. So here I'm going to take away the 10x from both sides. And that will give me, on the left, 10x minus 10x is just 0. So I'd just be left with this 20. And then 60 minus 10x, which is 50x. And the minus 80 just stays there. And now I'm going to add 80 to both sides so that I can get rid of it from the right and move it to the left. So I'm going to add 80 to both sides, which will give me 100 equals 50x. I want to get the x by itself, and right now it's times by the 50. Well, so I need to divide by the 50. So divide both sides by 50, and therefore 50 divided by 50 is just 1. So x on its own, and 100 divided by 50 is 2. So x will equal 2. Hope that makes sense. And now I'd like you guys to have a go. So pause the video. All right, so in this case, out of the 10x and the 8x is smaller. So we'll take away the 8x from both sides, which will give us 2x plus 4 equals 12. And now we'll take away the 4 from both sides, get rid of it from the left, which will give us 2x is equal to 8. And now divide both sides by 2, which will give us x is equal to 4. So I hope you guys were able to get this one. And now we are going to move on to section 2, which is looking at expansions, so expanding brackets. And so our learning objective is just to expand single brackets for now. We will get into double brackets in other videos. So when we are expanding brackets, the first thing we're going to do is expand out the first bracket, which will do 5 times 4x, which is already 20x. So 5 times 4x gives us 20x. And then we're going to do 5 times 2, which is going to give us 10. So our answer is just 20x plus 10. So pause the video, have a go. Here we're just going to do 7 times 3x, which is 21x, and then 7 times minus 1, which is minus 7. Just be careful of the minus there. Sometimes people forget it. Okay, so I hope you guys got that. And we're moving on to our last section, which is looking at simplifying expressions. And our learning objective for this bit is just to simplify simple expressions. All right, so here we are simplifying the following expressions. The best way to do these are to collect the like terms, and I like to draw boxes around them. So the like terms in the first one, well, it's the 9x and the x here, because they're both x's. They are like terms, and I like to draw the box around the sign as well, because it tells us that we're doing 9x plus 1x. X just means 1x, so that will give us 10x. Now the second thing that we need to do is the minus 7y. So I'm going to draw a box around minus 7y. That is not 7y, it's minus 7y. And the plus 3y. So we need to do minus 7y plus 3y, which is going to give us minus 4y. And the last thing we're going to do is minus 1 plus 5. So the boxes help me because this shows that it's a minus 1 and not a 1. If you don't do the boxes, you might miss the sign. So minus 1 plus 5 is plus 4. So it gives us 10x minus 4y plus 4, and this is our simplified expression. The next one, we're timesing 3y by 5y. Timesing works quite similar to timesing as usual. So just do 3 times 5, which is 15, and y times y, which is not 2y, it's y squared. So 15y squared is our answer for that. And then the last one, you just do 16 divided by 2, which is 8, and then x to the power of 3 divided by x. And this x just serves as an x to the power of 1. You can think of it like there's an imaginary 1 there. And so remember our index laws, x to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 1, you take away the powers because it's division, and so it becomes x squared. So our simplified expression for this is 8x squared. The last thing is this, so pause the video, have a go, and then we will go through the answers. Okay, so here, the first thing we're going to do is 2 plus the 8, which is 10. Then we're going to do minus 10x plus x, which is minus 9x. And then you've got the plus 3y minus 8y, which is minus 5y. And then below here, it's 6x times 8x, which 6 times 8 is 48. X times x is x squared. And lastly, 12 divided by 2 is 6. Y cubed divided by y squared is just y. And so you get just that. Okay, so that is the end of our first video on linear equations. I hope you guys found it beneficial, and I hope you were pausing it along the way and having a go at the examples. Now, just as a last little thing, with maths, it can seem difficult as you start, but as you keep going, you'll start getting better, and as you get better, you'll gain more confidence in maths. So my word of wisdom, or my phrase of wisdom, is just keep going and keep trying, and soon you'll get it.